Yesterday, we have reviewed the right speech, which consists of 4. Abstaining from false speech, the one that we recite every morning. Abstaining from slanderous speech. Abstaining from harsh speech. And the last one, abstaining from idle chatter. Today, we are going to review the right action. The first one, abstaining from taking of life, Panatipata Veramani, which we also recite every morning. From the sutta itself, herein someone avoids the taking of life and abstains from it. Without stake or sword, conscientious, full of sympathy, he is desirous of the welfare of all sentient beings. This is taken from Anguttara Nikaya 10.176. Okay, to sum up, basically, you can sum this up in 2 words. Don't kill. Yeah. The second one is the second type of right action, abstaining from taking what is not given. Adinadana Veramani. He avoids taking what is not given and abstains from it, what another person possesses of goods and chattel in the village or in the wood, that he does not take away with thievish intent. This is taken from the same sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 10.176. Here, the commentaries expand further what is consisted in taking what is not given. The first one, stealing, the most obvious one. Taking directly the belongings of others, secretly. Can be housebreaking, can be pickpocketing. Sometimes, I'm staying with the housemates. Sometimes they have some cooking condiments, or maybe some cooking oil. Out of convenience, maybe some of us just take that cooking oil and use it on our own, without asking for permission. While it's not so heavy, but I think it's also good to ask for permission beforehand. Yeah, more polite that way. Robbery, a more direct form of stealing. Taking what belongs to others openly by force or threats. If you walk, especially in Indonesia, this can happen quite often. Just walk, you stroll around the street, someone with a motorbike stops right beside you, they pull out a knife, give me a wallet, point the knife at you. At that point, you can do 2 things. You can run away, or you can just give up your wallet. Most people actually don't risk it. They just take out the wallet and give them the money. The third one is snatching, suddenly pulling away another's possession before he has time to resist. The fourth one is fraudulence, gaining possession of another's belonging by falsely claiming them as one's own. In the modern times, recently you see in the news there's a lot of scams going on. The OCBC scam, DBS scam. For that, we have to protect ourselves, and we ourselves have to be careful. The recent one is getting really sophisticated, so even smart people can fall for it. If you see in the news, you can see software engineer. Software engineer usually is considered actually at least tech savvy, and he can still fall for it and all his savings are gone. one advice I can give is to really check the URL that you will send to, that you will send with from SMS, for example. Whichever bank that you use, try to remember the original URL. So that when you're given other links that has a different URL, you can be suspicious about that link. Yeah. The problem is, if you're not careful with the URL, with the link, when someone gives you a slightly different link, let's say DBS login 6.net, yeah, when you click on it, now they're getting so sophisticated that they copy the exact same design as the DBS homepage. Yeah. So if you don't check the URL, you will feel that this is actually the official website. And then you will key in your username and password unknowingly, and you will be sent, and the perpetrator will use the information, and they will use that credential to log into the actual DBS website. Naturally, you will be sent an OTP to your phone, and you will key in also your OTP to the fake website. And then the perpetrator will take the OTP as well and log into the real website. The moment you key in your OTP, I think that's it. I think your savings will be wiped. So be really careful, really check the link you're given. Deceitfulness, using false weights and measures to cheat customers. I'm not sure, but I think just yesterday I read in the news that some supermarkets, they claim to have certain weights, but when the customers weigh it on their own, it's actually less than the claim weight. I would suppose that would be just a human error and not intentionally using false weights. I feel like they could mislabel it. After packing so many things, they should have labeled it to the other package instead of this package. When they mislabel it, of course, the weights become mismatched. Yeah, I like to think so. Because there's no benefits, or at least there's no long-term benefits for them to cheat the customers this way. In the end, their reputation will be ruined. Okay, that's about not stealing. The third one is abstaining from sexual misconduct, kamesu michachara veramani. He avoids sexual misconduct and abstains from it. He has no intercourse with such persons as are still under the protection of father, mother, brother, sister, or relatives, nor with married women, nor with female convicts, nor lastly with betrothed girls. What is betrothed? The person to whom one is engaged. The guideline here is to promote trust and fidelity within the marital union. From the spiritual standpoint, it helps to curb the expansive tendency of sexual desire. Thus, it's a step in the direction of renunciation, which at its peak reaches its consummation in the observance of celibacy. For lay people, it's about having sexual relations with an illicit partner. Now the main question is, who is to count as an illicit partner? Here, for a man, 3 kinds of women are considered illicit partner. Firstly, let's define illicit. Forbidden by law, rules, or custom. The first one, a woman who is married to another man. The second one, a woman still under protection. And the third one, a woman prohibited by convention. It includes close female relatives, nuns, other women under vow of celibacy, and prohibited as partners by the law of the land. Back then, there was the law of India, but when we're staying in Singapore, there's also the law of Singapore. From the standpoint of women, 2 kinds of men are considered illicit partners. Any man other than her husband's, it's out of bounds. Also, any man forbidden by convention, close relatives, and those under a vow of celibacy. And of course, any case of forced, violent, coercive sexual union constitutes a transgression. The last one is more for the monastics. Ordained monks and nuns, including men and women who have undertaken the 8 or 10 precepts, are obliged to observe celibacy. They must abstain not only from sexual misconduct, but from all sexual involvements, at least during the period of their vows. The holy life at its highest aims at complete purity in thought, word, and deed. And this requires turning back the tide of sexual desire. That would conclude the factor of right action. Any questions or comments?
Just now, Master, when you mentioned using the oil of your roommate, right? Or housemate, right? Actually, there's a way. That means you all just come to a common agreement that, I mean, whatever that is there in the kitchen can be used by anybody. I don't know lah. That is what even in my house we practice. Because sometimes we have this common fridge, and then sometimes I buy things, for my consumption, and my sister also buy things for her own consumption. And then at one point I just take, and then somehow she find the chocolate missing from the fridge, that kind of thing. So then she will start asking, where's the chocolate that I buy, that kind of thing. So eventually we agree that, okay, whatever that's in the fridge, you're free to take. So whenever I take and then she finds missing, she will know that I'm the one who consumes. So yeah, there's a common agreement.
Okay, yeah, that could work as well. Whatever you put outside is free to take for everyone. If you don't want someone to take, put it inside your room.
No, you can. Actually, there's another way. When in my workplace previously, whatever that you label your name, things that you don't want to share with others, you just label your name on the bottle. That means not for common consumption. And also we have a common agreement that whatever that's not labeled, you're free to take. Yeah. To prevent misunderstanding and like stealing.
Yes, I think that would be nice, to have kind of a rule being set at the very beginning. Okay, thanks for the suggestion. Any other questions or comments? If not, let's do a dedication. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛。Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a good Monday ahead.